Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm participating in an open collaboration that is hosted by my good friend Annie from Crafting with Indiana Jones. I'm going to be doing some DIY shabby chic flowers that are mainly no sew and no glue. So let's go ahead and get started on the first flower. I'm going to be doing a lace rose. Now this is just some old lace that I've had. It's a little bit gathered. I had one piece left and I cut it in half because I'm going to be making two of these. And I'm just adding a little bit of glue to that to tack it in the beginning, and then I have to use some at the end to hold it together. And I'm just wrapping it around a little bit loose. You don't want to do it too tight. You just kind of want to shape it the way that you want it. I'm going to pop it off of the dowel rod here once I get it tacked down. Oh, that went flying. Just going to shape it a little bit more. And that is my lace rose. And I will be making one more of these. My next is just a simple lace rosette. And yes, this is a little bit of sewing, and I'm just showing this because I'm actually going to be making another flower that I'm going to layer on top of this. So I wanted to show this one. And I'm not going to gather mine really tight. I'm going to leave a little bit of a hole in the middle, and you'll see why when I add that other flower. But let me go ahead and get this rosette made really quick here. All right, it is done. It has that little bit of a hole. I just want to kind of show you how you can layer things. I'm not going to be using this flower, but you could put, any kind of other flower you've made, or even a silk flower in here. Now for my next flower, I'm going to be taking some of this lace that I have. I think it's about 2.5 inches, wrapping it around my fingers, putting it into a bow tie. I have these really small clear elastic rubber bands. I'm going to wrap it around to hold it. And I'm just going to cut this on each side. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to do maybe about 1/4 inch cuts coming in here, just kind of going right and left. I'm going to get this all shabbied up, kind of see how it's looking. Let's get the other side. All right, and I think I want to go ahead and do a little bit more here. All right, so then you're just going to start pulling the layers apart from each other and just get it all fluffed up. This does take a little bit of time because sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate with you and trying to get the layers apart from each other. And you're just going to fluff it into the shape that you want to do. And I'm just going to cut a little bit more off here. Seems a little long. Yes, there's a little bit of fluffing going on here, trying to get all this to look good. As you can see, I have this sped up just a little bit, but it is taking me quite a while to get this to the shape that I want. Cut a little bit more off here. All right. Now that that's done, you can put centers in here. This is a piece that I have from that His and Hers from Hobby Lobby. You can hot glue that as the center. I have these blingy buttons that are from Hobby Lobby that you could glue as the center. You can also use a pearl that I have over there. And I'm just going to show you with that rosette again that this is a flower you could put in here. This is not the one I'm using, but this even looks pretty layered with the rosette. I also have this other smaller one. It came in the same package as the big one, because I think the smaller one would look better on here. But I think I'm probably going to go ahead and just put a pearl inside of it. All right, so here's the flower that I'm getting ready to make that's going to go inside this rosette. You can see I have that hole. I have 2 pieces of cardboard here that I cut into a 4-inch circle and a 3-inch circle. And this material here that I have is just from a curtain panel that I got at the thrift store a while back. I'm going to be doing 2 of the 3-inch circles and 3 of the 4-inch circles. I'm going to get those cut out real quick, and then we'll get the flower together. So I'm just layering these all together. I'm using a button for the center, and again, one of those little rubber bands. I'm just going to fold this up. If I can get it to cooperate. For some reason, this material is really slick. I'm going to scrunch it up, and I'm just going to go around the button here. And you want to fluff this out a little bit. And you could leave it just like this. Just want to pull the layers apart. Makes a pretty flower. You can even use fabric on this too. You don't have to use lace. But I'm going to shabby this up just a little bit more like the last one. Just going to cut about 1/4 inch, coming down, just going to the left and the right. And having that button there at the bottom, it goes right through that rosette, fits perfectly. So now, you know, I might do a pearl. You could put a pearl in the center. It needs a little bit of a center here. That would look pretty. And I'm not gluing this flower into the rosette. I'm just going to leave it as is. This is another thing from the his and hers that I like, this with a little tool on there with the little pearls. I think I might use a couple of these. Yeah, let's kind of look at this and see. Kind of fluff them a little bit. I think this would look really pretty. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, and I'll show you how it looks later towards the end of the video. Now for my next flower, I'm taking some crocheted lace. I have some sheer lace, and I have some pearls, and these are all at 3 foot length that I've cut. I have this little cardboard circle that I cut out. And I just have this little piece here that was tied to some old lace because I need to tie this up once I get it done. So I'm just going to put these all together and just wrap it around my hand here. You don't have to do this pretty or anything. Just wrap it because you're going to be fluffing it again. All right, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to tie it into a bow tie. And then you are just fluffing. You're not going to cut anything. We are just fluffing it out, making a flower shape. And this does take a little bit of time because, you know, with the pearls, for some reason, they like to gather on one side only. So you kind of have to play with that. And I will be cutting that piece off there once I get this to the shape that I want and get the pearls moved around. I think this looks really pretty so far. I like this. Kind of pull these apart. They're sticking there. Okay. Now I have that piece cut off. This is going to be the front of my flower, and I love this. I took that little. This is a self-adhesive, but I took the little backing off, and I'm just going to hot glue it in the center. I really love how this looks with it, and you don't have to put anything on the back. The reason I'm putting this little cardboard circle on here is because I'm going to use this on another project for another video that's coming up soon. And I want to have a flat surface because it's going to get glued on. All right, there you go. Just going to kind of tweak this a little bit more. All right, this one is so pretty. Now let's take a look at all the flowers that I made. You can see I have that one with a little pearl in there, and here's with those little picks there, and I think that's so pretty too. But this one, you know, this big one here's my favorite, and then I got my little rosettes. So I'm going to be doing a project later on, another video with those 3, but right now I'm going to be using one of these roses. So here's my project. I have this little journal here that I got from the ARC thrift store a while back. I don't remember if I got it for the 99 cents or I got it half off. I'm kind of thinking I got it half off. So I'm going to be covering this because I don't really care. I mean, it's pretty, but I don't want it to say stay focused. And I'm going to have to take this apart. This is real easy to pull off. You're just going to pull on the spiral. And you're going to pull that piece off there. And I'm going to be covering all this with some paper. So I'm going to keep this like it is right now. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the sticker off. And the fun part is all the little holes that you have to do, but I don't think painting this would work. So here are some of the papers that I'm using that I printed off from Creative Fabrica. And I'm going to be cutting these down to size. So I want to use this paper for the front, and then the inside part is going to get this paper here. And then I also want to use this cute little bluebird. I think it was really pretty. I think it'll be cute. I think I'll put it on the back side. I don't think I want it on the front of the cover on that part. All right, so let me go ahead and get these glued on. You see I have them all glued on, and I have the spiral back in. Now, this is where I'm going to put the bird, but I think it's a little big. I think I want to cut them down. I don't want it to be covering up that much, and I kind of want to put them on an angle. So let me go ahead and just cut a little bit off of here. And the way I made my holes, for some reason my video didn't come out, is I took my X-Acto knife and I cut all those little squares. I did one piece at a time, flipped it over, and then cut all the little squares out, and then put Mod Podge the other one on, and then flipped it over and pushed those through. So it was a little time consuming. And the next thing here, I have these, there's that little rose flower I made. I have some of these other peachy colored flowers and cream flowers. Going to use some of this, the tulle. I have some greenery. And I have these little metal corners that I want to put on. So the first thing I'm going to do is the metal corners. Let's go ahead and get those on before I put the lace on. And you just kind of push these on, but I'm going to hot glue them because they're not going to hold. This is really thin, so. But I'm going to put them on all 4 of the corners, like so. I'm just going to kind of push these on first. I want to kind of get them shaped to where I need them, and then I'll just put a little bit of hot glue inside and push them on. And this is a little more difficult to put on here, but it does work. The spiral's kind of in the right spot for the shape of my corners. All right, see, I think that looks really pretty. Whoops, that one came off. That's okay. Like I said, they're going to be hot glued. I'll just kind of see what it looks like. All right, so I have all them glued on, and you can see I did it on both sides. Now I want to put my lace on here, and what I'm going to do is glue it onto the front here. I'm going to overlap just a little bit. And I have my peachy rose, the creamy rose, a little bit of greenery here with the fern. I'm going to use some of those. So let's go ahead and get this lace on here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to set it at. And I will have to cut just a little bit of this off. I think I need to cut this piece off right here. This on here where I can hot glue it. I'm just going to tack it down in a few spots. I'm going to cut a little bit of this leaf off here. I'm going to go ahead and get this tacked down. Just kind of lining this up to make sure I have it right. I'm surprised this turned out perfectly for the pattern for me. And tack that down. We'll glue that right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this little leaf off. Tack this down. And I'm going to cut this off here too. This leaf right here. Okay. Tack it down. There we go. I'm going to tack a little spot right here. One at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to open it up and just tack it right there, and one on this side, and that should be enough. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and glue on this little fern about right there. I'm going to cut this off. It's a little too long. I want a little bit more at the bottom. So I'm just going to actually tack this down in just a few spots. There we go. And which direction? All right, we'll glue this one about right there and cut this other leaf off. And I'm going to cut a bigger leaf off and cover that little stem. There we go. It might get covered with flowers, but you never know. So I'm going to cut off the pieces here so they're a little flatter. I think I'm going to put them right there. Glue that one there. And these are roses that I got from Temu. And we'll put my little lace rose right there. It looks pretty already. But like I said, I want to add a couple more things. I might use some of these pearls, I don't know. So I cut these off. I have 3 of them. And I'm just going to hot glue them. The first one I'm going to put right here in the middle of the roses. Go ahead and get the next one. And we'll put it at the bottom. Whoops. Yeah, I think we'll put it in the bottom. All right. Okay. And this one we'll put more at the top. There we go. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and add these pieces in here that I cut off. Yeah, that will look really pretty. So we'll just put a little bit of hot glue on there and stick that in. Okay. And then I have another leaf here that was off the lace. I think I'll put it right there. Let's tack that down. Okay. I want to put something along here. So I'm going to go ahead and make this. It's just a thin wire. I'm taking my needle nose pliers, just twisting it around a little bit. So this little twist here, you can see. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of my pearl beads on here. I'm going to start with my smallest ones. I'm going to use 3 of those. And then I'm going to work my way down with the sizes. Actually, the sizes are going to go bigger, but they're going down the wire because the bigger is going to be at the bottom. So I'm going to put the next size, I'm going to put 2 of those on. And I'm just going to continue on. See, it's already looking pretty. Whoops, kind of hard to hold on to there. All right. See, and I like how you can twist it the way you want to. So I'm just going to cut the excess off, take my needle nose pliers again. I'm just going to twist it so it will hold. Okay, get a little bit tighter. It's nice with the wire because you can move it around. So I'm just going to be hot gluing this on. I got to fix the top on there. There we go. Just going to put it right there. And I'm going to make a smaller one for the bottom. All right, so now that is done. These are the wires that were from the little tool things here. And I'm just going to make some curlicues. Little white curlicues I think will be cute in here. So I'm just wrapping them around my pliers. You can use anything to make it. Paint the ends of paintbrushes, a pencil, whatever you have. It's kind of, I think I want to kind of stick those like this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get those glued in. Now that that is done, I just felt like I needed more. I just always do. These are some other Temu roses that I have that are a creamy color. They're a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put one right there. And one down here at the bottom. All right, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna quit. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm really liking the way this looks. All right, so let's get a closer look here. I did put a key on there. I couldn't help myself. I thought it would go great with the corners. And you know, another thing here is like you could put a little bit piece of lace here to make like a little pocket, would be kind of cute. But I'm not gonna do that. But it would be cute to do that. Go ahead and close this up. Like I said, you could use this as a junk journal or a regular journal. Let's check out those flowers one more time. And again, I'm going to be using these 3 flowers on another project that's going to be on a video that's coming up on April 14th. I have to say this one is my favorite. Of course, there may be a new favorite because I will be making one more flower for that project that you'll get to see. All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it and I could give you some ideas. And please be sure to check out everybody else's videos. I do have the playlist link down below in my description box, also with the link to Annie's channel, because you definitely want to go check her out and you will definitely want to subscribe to her. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.